Hey, what's up, traders? To watch this video here for Thursday, December 22nd. SPY gapped up and actually had a pretty strong day. Here's the 5-minute candle intraday. Had a nice little run for the first hour and a half and then pretty much sideways the rest of the day. Pretty low volume out there, but still a couple of really nice calls in chat today. One of them was SINT. Probably the top one I was watching after pre-market. And it looked about like this when, I hope I'm saying your name right, Gunil, G-U-N-I-L. Gave the over 9 idea. And I think Ben also pointed out before that, hey, this topped out at 9. You guys know we like whole number inflection points on morning gap plays. But Gunil with the through 9 idea, look at this. Breaks 9, you get the halt, opens higher, you get the halt, opens higher, you get the halt. I mean, it just went nuts. So from the 9 idea, went all the way up to over 15. Amazing call. And VRNA, I believe that was the one. Matt D gave the idea through 1950. Let's look at that one on an intraday basis. 5-minute candles. So it hit 1950 earlier, started flagging. His idea was back over 1950, half number inflection point. Look at what it did. It went to 1976, came back down slightly below, chopped around for a little bit, and then it was off to the races. So if you, if you honored the stop, and I'll go back to show it to you, 1950, your stop goes below the previous 5-minute candle, about 50 cents risk. About 50 cents risk. Never came close to stopping out. But you did have to hang in there and be patient, let it run, right? So there's a couple pretty cool calls today. SINT was the monster one. Speaking of which, I'm going into what we're watching for tomorrow. This is on the list. Massive volume, closing way off its highs though, so it just lands on the list, but who knows if it's going to give us an A+ setup. CNK just goes back on the bounce play list. I don't know what that is, 7 days in a row down maybe, taken out, recent support, but no trigger in it today, so it goes back on the watch list tomorrow. I typed that wrong. Tesla, just another red day, so it goes back on bounce play list. In the afternoon, I thought we might get a trigger. The early high was 141.26. I would have taken it back through 141, thinking that would be enough to take out the high of day. But guess what? Didn't do it. And then it bled lower the rest of the day. So guess what? Right back on the bounce play list. BIVI, kind of the same thing. Right back on the bounce play list. No trigger in it today. I think it's oversold. Remember, when you watch my videos, I am looking for things that might give me a trade tomorrow, right? I don't hold overnight. So these are just things I'm watching for a potential trade. PHVS had this big rip, pulled back to the 8-day. Nice little pop yesterday. Inside day today. Pretty handsome chart set up there. That one goes on watch. WVE had a nice 2-day run, pulled back to the 8-day, curling back up. Goes on watch. PTGX, kind of flagging right below the whole number 10. That one's interesting. A little bit of extra volume lately too. IMMX had the gap up, kind of the shooting star look, but then it's been building, coiling, and it actually looks pretty good for potential long tomorrow, only with a proper intraday setup. And then lastly, ORIC, which isn't interesting at all, except that in after hours it went out at like $5, so it gapped up in after hours and held up pretty well. So that's a potential gap play tomorrow. We'll see if it's still gapping in the morning, and then we'll add other gappers to the list like we always do in the pre-market. And I know a lot of people probably aren't trading, so, or if you're just trading one more day or whatever, have a Merry Christmas to everyone. I will be trading Thursday and Friday, and you can see from the SINT RNA calls, there's still money to be made, so hoping for a couple more of those Thursday and Friday. All right, I'm done babbling. We'll see you in the chat room.